What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Speak Your Piece. First and foremost, want to thank you guys so much for all the love and all the support that you guys have shown us over the last month. It's been crazy the amount of support we've gotten and the feedback. So we really thank you guys. Continue to share us, like us, love us, and keep these conversations that we present here going on well after the show. Today we're going to start off with just a few of us. Bonita and Carrie will come in later, but right now we have myself, Rashawn Wilson. We also have Stephen Williams.
Sadly.
Jonathan Scott.
Good.
And Christine Sally.
Hey.
And like I said, Carrie Kearns and Bonita Davis will come in later on topic 2. So we can go ahead and jump right into the conversation. 2 weekends ago, a movie came out and grossed $33 million in the box office on its opening weekend. Of course, that movie is Think Like a Man, a concept that came from Steve Harvey's book, Act Like a Woman, Think Like a Man. I think that's the title. I'm not really sure.
Think like a woman.
What is it?
Think like act like a man.
Yeah, that
No.
book.
Pause.
See how relevant it is to me. Well, the movie Think Like a Man based off of that book. We want to go ahead and go into this conversation about this, not necessarily on the movie per se or the book, but the concept. How do you feel about the concept of a woman thinking like a man? And we're going to go ahead and start with Stephen.
Well, first of all, let me say, I did not I did not read the book. I did, however, watch the movie. First of all, let me just say, it was great to see a movie without hearing "hello" and how you doing, and whatever the heck else coonery you hear from Tyler Perry / Medea, whatever. So I mean, it was just great to see a black movie where we had some sense. So big up to black cinema, and hope we get more like it. But now, as far as the topic, for me, all I can really say. To me, it was a bunch of mind games, all right? And for me, when I think about a relationship and I think about going on a date, for me, I want it to be a relaxed environment, you know what I'm saying? I want it to be easy. I don't want it to be a situation where I feel like somebody's trying to pick my brain and trying to, figure out what she should say and how she should say it. Or trying to figure out what kind of a man I am and everything like that. Just chill and get to know. You'll figure all that out. I mean, if we're gonna click, we're gonna click because we got stuff in common. It's not because you read some book and tried to play some sort of chess mind game and figure me out, and that's why we together.
So Stephen, are you afraid that if they read the book, that I guess they're gonna figure you out? I mean, what's the?
No, I'm not. What I'm afraid of is. If you sit there and play all these mind games and you're trying to, it becomes a job. You working more so, you know what I'm saying? So it's almost like you're taking a little bit of the natural feeling out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're not letting things happen naturally. You sitting there, like I said, you trying to plan things out, and relationships should just happen naturally. It shouldn't be.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. I guess would you agree that there is a certain amount of game that goes on though with the man and the woman when you first meet each other?
There's you showing there's you showing what kind of person you are and showing the size you want to see, but it's not necessary. I think a perfect setup is if you don't have to sit there and put up facades and everything like that, you can literally just sit back and be like, man, that's some of the best days I had. You know what I'm saying? When I come off of it and I'm like, man, I could just be myself and I was good. You know what I'm saying? And it was relaxed.
What are your thoughts about it? Because obviously I think, Jonathan, you have something that you're trying to tap.
I mean, I guess my whole thing about it, man, I mean, just for me being a guy, I mean, knowing most guys, man, I mean, it is a game to a certain extent. I mean, you may not want to say it, but I mean, like, some girls you go out with, you know what you want. Well, I'm gonna take this girl out to eat. Now I'm gonna spend a couple of dollars, and at the end of the night I'm gonna try to beat.
Well, that's that. But what about relationships? Like,
well, see, that's the whole thing about it. I mean, what guy goes on a first date and say, well, this is somebody I want to have a relationship with? Most times you just be like, okay, she look good, she cool, let me take her out and see what's going on. But within that, that's a game. Stephen was saying that you could be yourself, but who really well, me, I am. I definitely am in myself. But who really are their 100% full self when they go out on the first date? You gonna not pass gas in front of them. You're not gonna do certain things in front of them. It's all a game. You're gonna say the right thing. Just
I don't think that's a game.
Yeah, no, it is.
I think that's being respectful and having some couth. What I think,
yeah, that's just not being nasty.
Well, I think for myself, with this concept of a woman thinking like a man, kind of presents a false notion that she needs to be someone she's not in order to get someone she might not necessarily need. The whole tagline to this movie, along with this concept, is "Let the mind games begin," and I think that's something that we have to get away from, is going into a potential relationship or a date having preconceived ideas about what I need to do to get this.
Well, from a woman's point of view, the whole thinking is, you know what, we want this to be easy. I'm feeling this person, I'm interested, we get to know each other, and like Steven said, it's easy, and that's what we want. I feel like by the book with the movie, he's acting as if we're the counterparts that are making the situation harder, when in actuality, he's showing us that men are the complex beings. Like, you guys are the ones.
Now, Christine, you know I'm not about to let you get away with that. You know I'm not about to sit there and let you get away with that.
Because we tell how we feel. You guys make it where it's like, oh, figure me out. Like,
you know what the problem is with y'all telling us how y'all feel?
What?
You want to know why that's not simple?
You don't want to hear it? That's it.
No, because it never makes sense how y'all feel, man. That's the problem.
Why doesn't it make sense?
Because it's always a crazy
You're
explanation.
not trying to hear us.
Huh?
You're not trying to hear us. You're not trying to figure out exactly.
If you ask a man, how does he feel about you? Either I like it, I don't, or I love you. That's it.
Well, I guess that depends on the stage at which y'all been dating too.
But so then, why do we have to compete with your mom? Why do we have to compete with your career? Why do we have to push you? And it's so much. Why do we have to sit here and withhold or try and act like we're upset and we don't care anymore for you to actually start caring? Like, I feel like that is what that movie and that book showed me. That, you know what? If you care, he's not going to care. If you act like you don't care, he's going to care. And, I mean, I feel like you guys are saying we're complex when you're really the complex people.
How is that so?
Make it easy on us, and you'll make it easy on yourself. I think the movie should have simply been a movie about people finding love and all of the different circumstances and all of the different personalities and situations that come about. I feel like you're writing this book and you're saying, do this, he'll do this, and you'll get this result. When in actuality, it never happens that way. And even if it does, it doesn't, I feel like it was just so, it was a movie, so I can't be upset with that. But you're actually asking people to live by this, and I feel like that's unrealistic. Because if you look at it, every guy's not a dreamer. Every guy's not a mama's boy. I've never had any of those issues in any of my relationships. So when I looked at it, helped me in no way. Not that I looked to Steve Harvey for any advice in the first place.
No.
What happened?
No, I'm talking about Steve Harvey for advice.
Well, he obviously helping somebody because it's a bestseller.
Well, it's not help. Well, that's the problem, and that's my issue. I don't believe it's helping anybody. I believe that, or I think that it's hurting people. Everybody read this book because it has a catchy title, and like Christine says, it sounds like a relationship book. Even though he claims that he did not write this for or as a relationship book, it turned into that, and I think it's kind of almost poisoning the minds of young ladies to think, well, I need to realize the types of men that are out there, and I need to be able to think like that when I want that type of man. I think it's
get my pictures up on the first date. I never do that.
But let me ask you this.
Basic. It's very basic.
But let me ask you this, Rashawn. Let me ask you this.
Girls.
Let me ask you all, because Christine said that women were more less complex, but which is absolutely insane or whatever. To even say that, even think that, because women are emotional creatures. I don't think anybody in this planet would disagree with that. They're way more emotional.
I don't think they're way more emotional. I think they show their emotion more.
but that's mainly because
that's emotional. What are you talking about?
No. We can be emotional on the same level. If you're
emotional, that means you show your emotions.
No, it's not. I can be emotional and not show it.
Stevie, you can be an emotional.
How you can be? Huh?
Then you're not emotional. If I don't show my emotions, I'm not emotional.
Emotions are not.
If you're not displaying it and if you're not expressing it, then and you're suppressing it, then it's gonna come out in some way. At least we're able to express ours, and then we're not the ones having heart attacks. We're not the ones who are pretty much going out beating up people or kicking in walls. Like, we're able to properly express it. And if you don't receive it, we move on to the next one. There are women who are able to say, you know what, he lost out on me. They're not saying, you know what, is something wrong with me. They're saying there's something wrong with him. We're smart enough to know that not every guy is going to get it. Not every guy is going to be the right fit. And if we're able to give ourselves to that person emotionally and they don't receive it, then we just move on. We get over it.
Well, let me ask you this.
Who you about to ask, Stephen?
What I was originally trying to ask you. With women, first of all, would you agree that, well, I guess you don't agree that women are emotional, huh?
No, I believe they are emotional. I don't think they are more emotional than men. I think they wear their emotions on their sleeves. They show their emotions more.
Nah, man.
I'm confused about it.
I've never seen a dude cry after sex. Women cry after sex. Some women cry after sex.
What women you be messing with?
You got women.
That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign.
No, that's my point, man. You seen those movies, man, too, where like, oh,
it's
man,
a movie,
like, you crying, man? Like,
you said you see these movies.
Yeah.
Let's talk about real life.
You get up and make breakfast.
That's our point. I use that as an
That's
example.
emotional.
You're right.
You get up and make breakfast. You're acting out of your emotions.
That's my point,
So,
man. My point.
This is insane to me, though, man. Y'all sitting here saying, "Y'all, man, that dude, he don't never show his emotions, but I know it's in there. He's so emotional."
I mean, honest. My boss said something to me this morning. She said, "What is wrong with you, Rashawn? You always calm. You never emotional." I'm emotional. I just don't choose to show it. Like, I'm at work. I don't choose to show it. I could be having a bad day. I could be pissed off, but you'll never know it.
Okay,
I'm emotional inside, but I will never show it because
I got
of the
a better example. I got a better example than besides the whole sex crying thing. Women can be having a bad day, and they just start crying out of the blue.
Yeah, what we bring to the table is unique, and I think that it is different, and you can't say one situation is going to be like another. I think that women, that we express ourselves a little bit more than you guys, but I don't feel that, you know, I know a lot of very emotional guys. I've dated some guys who...
So in other words, you've had a man cry after sex?
I've had a guy cry.
You had Sally? Oh,
wait a minute, what?
See, let me finish talking because you always put words in my mouth, so I'm going to put this out.
You said you made a dude cry. I'm just amazed. I'm like, man, I'm excited about that.
It wasn't doing any sex, so please take that out your mind.
Y'all did some hell of some kissing there. Good gracious.
It was a situation where we were no longer going to be in a relationship, and that was the emotion he chose. Yes.
Jonathan, you would cry over Marcia, so stop acting.
Yeah, you would.
Hey, look, man, don't put my business out there like that. Anyway.
Well, what I'm saying is there wasn't anything wrong with it. It's just the matter is...
You clown, yeah, right. You clown that dude as soon as he walked away. You hit up your homegirls that night and was like, yo, he was crying.
And think like a man. And I don't have to be a man to be able to look at situations from a point of view where I'm not as emotional, where I'm able to make a rational decision.
What's wrong with a man being
I don't
emotional?
have to think like a man. I can think like a woman and still think rationally enough to make a decision that is not based totally on emotions, because emotions aren't always the right choice.
Don't try to be anybody else. Think who you are, act like who you are, point blank period.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this, man. A wise, beautiful woman once told me, let things happen natural. And, you know, I still take that and I ride with that. You know, don't be out there playing the mind games with these men trying to do all that. That's crazy. And if all else fails, just think logically. If that means acting like a man.
Christine?
there's no substitute for a woman. A man is not a substitute for a woman, and a woman is not a substitute for a man.
Amen.
What you bring to the table is very unique. Do not lose that, because if you lose that, then a relationship will never last. It will never be successful. So to echo what everybody else say, be yourself.
Hey, a wise man once told me, well, he must ask me the question, why did the chicken cross the road?
Shut up.
Oh my gosh. Next topic.
Next topic. Soon we'll be coming up to a new the presidential election coming up soon. So we want to focus on this issue of basically of voting, and do we as African Americans vote only for the black candidate, or do we vote for the right candidate? And not specifically focusing on Barack Obama, but that could be, you know, a gateway to it. But how do you feel about black people voting only because there's a black man in office? How do you guys feel?
I think it's stupid. I think it's stupid and ignorant and all the other kind of words that it is.
Wait, did you just say ignorant?
I said ignorant, not ignorant, but ignorant. It is dumb. If you vote for Barack because he's black, you dumb, and you shouldn't be voting because you dumb. Yeah, period. I voted for Barack last time. Why? Because he was the best candidate. Because all of the things I heard him say during his presidential debates. I ain't gonna lie. I saw a video of Barack Obama yesterday saying, you know, in the second term he gonna be young Jeezy. I thought it was pretty cool. I ain't gonna lie. Barack is a cool behind president, man. I ain't gonna lie. But at the same point in time, you don't vote for somebody because he's black. That's
because
crazy.
he's cool.
Huh? Or because he's cool. Yeah, he's cool now. Barack is cool. I can't even lie. But at the end of the day, this is your future, your kids' future, all that kind of stuff. You know, look into the topics, man. I mean, at the end of the day, from my opinion, he has the best stuff. But to vote for him because he's black, that's dumb.
Well, do you think Black America does that?
Yeah, I know Black America does. Didn't Jay-Z say he did it just because he was black, Stephen? If I'm not mistaken.
I don't remember that.
I remember seeing the article. Jay-Z said, "Yeah, I voted for him because he was black." He said because I think it'll do wonders for my kid to grow up and say that I had a black president. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. A black president was out there. So I know people do it because he's black. A lot of people do it.
I don't think everybody is. I think we have people who are a lot smarter than that, because if you look, when Al Sharpton was running for president, when Herman Cain was running for president, like, people aren't buying into it just because he's black. I think a lot of people actually, they believe in what he's saying. And he's still, if you look around, if you look at Republican candidates, Democratic candidates, he's always been the smartest guy in the room. I think people see that. And I think they may not know all the issues, but I think they trust him. And I think, yeah, you're going to have people who vote, but I think the majority of black people believe what the president is saying. And they really, they're inspired by it.
I mean, come on now, Sally.
I believe
Sally. Herman Cain, Al Sharpton. I know you saying that nobody was going to be voting for Herman Cain and Al Sharpton.
Off of race, then we may have had, we could have had Al Sharpton as president a few years back,
Or Jesse Jackson.
Jesse Jackson.
Nobody thought who was getting in office. Nobody thought that.
Nobody.
Are you serious?
Exactly. Right. We knew that President Barack Obama was a legitimate candidate.
Well, can I ask y'all this?
Legitimate candidate. Hold on, one second. I hear what you're saying about legitimate candidate, but I think that although they believed in what he was saying, him being black gave him that edge as well. Yeah. I think that although they believed in everything he was saying, because it was, something to believe in, him being black gave him that edge to make people believe in him even more.
Yep.
I wouldn't deny that, but if he would have came in and just been a black man talking like Jesse Jackson or Al Sharpton or Herman Cain, then he would have not gotten the support, and they never got the full support. If you look around, people still like Bill Clinton over a lot of those candidates during that point, those black people, black candidates. But when President Barack Obama came, he was different on every level. He had legitimacy that had never been seen before.
Do you feel as if that black America does not listen to the Republican candidates to see what their agenda is?
Hey, and look, I'll be honest with you, man. I mean,
we listen to either.
You don't listen to either.
Oh, you're right. No, she said they don't listen to either.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean,
I would have $1 million. I'm telling you that. You crazy.
Come on.
Go ahead, Steven.
I mean, I might be one of them ignorant people because I mean, like I said, I listen to all the Republican debates just so I can be informed. But I mean, 90% of the reason why I will vote for Barack is because he's black, and I feel like.
But that doesn't make you ignorant, Stevie. But this is the thing that would make you ignorant. The stuff you heard from the Republican Party, was it better than what you heard from the Democratic Party?
Nah, I mean, not really. I mean, I do what I agree with. Like, I do think abortion should be. You know what I'm saying? So I do agree with a lot of things that Democrats go for. I do like the idea of taxing more of the wealthy people more so than if we're trying to get this economy rebooted. You know what I'm saying? I think that's crazy. To sit here and have to hear people getting their Medicaid and Medicare cut. You know what I'm saying? While all these fat cats are sitting there getting rich. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with those things like that. But I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, I probably wouldn't be following politics if like I do now. If Barack was Barry O'Brien. It's a very good argument on the other side to sit back and say, nothing really, healthcare. I mean, that really hasn't taken off. In fact, the Supreme Court is probably going to rule that as unconstitutional. So, I mean, you can say that's kind of a failure or whatever. Gas prices are still high. Unemployment, it has gone down, and they have created jobs, but, it's not fixed 100%, and the economy's still bad. But at the same time, I'm with Jay Scott. I mean, you really, Bill Clinton, his first term, it really took the second term in order for everything to get on track before George W. came in and messed everything up again. But it took him 2 terms.
One thing I'd like to say, I saw something in an article, and it was saying pretty much how the economic clock was moving much slower than the political clock. And I agree with that. I feel like he's done a lot of great things in his first term. So, in saying that, I would definitely vote for the president again. But it's pretty much because I see I see the foresight. I see where he wants to take our economy, and with us, being pretty much not dependent on anyone for foreign oil. I love that idea because I see the economies that have done that. If you look at Singapore, if you look at Norway. So I think that where he's going in terms of free healthcare, free education, I feel like he's actually seen what worked, and those economies are flourishing in this global downturn. So I think that, those are the reasons I would vote for him. It wouldn't be because he's black, even though I am honored to have a black president. I will never deny that. But I think he's doing so well, and I feel like there.
So are you going to sit there and say that it has no bearing on that at all?
I've never said that. I said I'm very honored, but if he was Al Sharpton, I would never vote for him. If he was Jesse,
if he had the same ideals, you wouldn't vote for him?
Could you repeat that?
If he had the same ideals, you wouldn't vote for him?
But they don't. That's what I'm saying. You're asking me about race, and I'm not voting off of race because if it was Bill Clinton against our president, I would have to really. It would be a match because I know what Bill has done.
That's it.
Yeah, but the thing that bothers me
that's a good lineup. Who would you guys vote for if it was Bill Clinton and Barack
They're both
Obama?
Democrats, so that's not a good question. That's not
no. But even if no, it's a good question because we're dealing with personalities. We're dealing with personalities and we're dealing with agendas. Then that's it. Just because you're in the same the same party does not mean you have the same necessary agenda.
Sally, what bothers me with you is because you are so anti-abortion. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't understand like how you could sit back and Barack literally wants abortion in there. Mitt Romney actually is talking about eliminating it. Like, how does that not?
When he was governor of Massachusetts, guess what? He was pro-choice. So he's saying that.
Well, now he's coming out saying he's not.
Not only that, there's a lot of reasons why I don't agree with Mitt Romney, and I have looked at him. He's a Mormon. That at least me and the president have the same religion.
Here we go.
So what I'm saying is there are a lot of reasons why, and honestly, President Bush was there 8 years. How many abortions was stopped? Abortion was still being done. So
yeah, but you sit here, Christine. You sit here, Christine, and you say, "Oh, I wouldn't vote for gay marriage and all this other stuff like that." So why wouldn't you vote for the candidate who's saying, "I want to end abortion"? I don't understand. That lines up in your belief.
If you can tell me whether one president has, Republican or Democratic, has stopped abortion,
Yeah, but if you stop
do
voting,
it?
Christine, it ain't never gonna happen either, though.
I will vote on that issue. I will not purely look at that and say, you know what, he's going to stop abortion. No Republican president has.
But
so that's
Sally,
you know what, I'm going to vote purely off of that issue. No.
Don't you have a better chance of getting abortion stopped with a candidate that says, "I want to stop it"?
Happened before. Has it? You tell me one Republican president that has done it, and I guarantee you, I will vote for him.
But look, Sally, do you know how many
It has not been done. President Bush said the same exact thing, and guess what? People were still aborting babies at that point.
Sally, do you know how many Democratic candidates, including Bill Clinton, said they were going to do something to fix health care? And Barack finally did it. Now, again, it might not go through, but he finally did it. So it's possible.
Exactly, and there we go. So you're proving my point.
No,
How? Really?
You're pretty much saying that that President Barack Obama has said that he's going to do something, and he did.
He did it,
He
right.
said that he was going to change.
Okay, the same way Mitt Romney can sit there and say he's going to stop abortion, and he might can do it.
If you actually look, Mitt Romney, his first thing was, I'm against abortion. Then his next thing was, you know what, I was pro-choice when I was in Massachusetts. So you know what, we'll have to look at that issue. So if someone is flip-flopping on the issues like he's done the entire, doing all of every time I've watched him, I can't sit here and say that I'm going to vote purely on that issue. So you cannot tell me that someone has stopped abortion out of every president, so you can't ask me to vote on that issue.
But it don't even stop there, man. I mean, like, even with the gay rights, you don't believe a lot of the gay rights thing, and Obama is pro a lot of gay rights, like don't ask, don't tell, civil unions, all that stuff. I mean, you're not into that.
You know how many gays have turned their back on President Obama because they feel what? That he has not honored his commitment to them. That he has not fully taken on that issue. He has not fully taken on that issue. He has not fully spoken out about that issue. So please,
don't ask, don't tell.
I understand that, but guess what? When I look at that issue, I look and say, you know what? God has given people free will. Who am I to say, you know what? President Obama, he's doing the same thing God did, and you think I'm turning my back on God?
There are some things that I say I agree with Mitt Romney. I'm going to be honest. There are some things that I like about him, but when it comes to who has more issues, like who do I side with more, it's going to be Barack Obama, not because he's black. One good thing that I do like about Mitt Romney is his position on education. I love it. But is that going to get me to vote for him solely? No, that makes no sense. So you have to look at both. You have to make the list of which issues do you like?
Stevie, you're the one who voted for him because he's black. So what is wrong with you?
I admitted it. I'm just trying to get you to admit it.
You're trying to get me to admit a lie because you are ignorant. Because everybody's not ignorant like you.
Listen, don't be mad because I'm basically
telling. I'm not mad. I'm just upset that you
gotta admit it. You have the views of an evangelical Christian, and there's nothing wrong with that. Most evangelical Christians, what they do is they sit there and they vote for the right-wing candidate. You know what I mean? And that's really what the values that you have are in line with Republican candidates. That's all it is to it. But the reason why you really like Obama is because he's black. And now I'm just talking over you just because you keep talking and you won't let me talk.
All right, y'all.
It's black, and that's why I'm going to vote for him. Then there's a problem with you, not me.
This is what I said. Listen to what I said.
There's nothing to listen to, Stephen, because you're voting for your president.
I can't speak my piece. I'm speaking your piece.
Your girl, you're voting for that person because of the color of their skin. There's a problem with you, so you have nothing to ask me or say to me.
Christine, can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Can I ask you the same question I asked Jonathan? He said no. Do you think it's racist to vote because he's black?
Me with racism is, I think that there could be a lot of reasons why people are happy to see a black person in office. I think, yes, it could be viewed as racist. But do I think that because Stephen is ignorant and voting off of race purely, he's racist? I think if he actually paid attention, he's voting for the issues. I think if the president had some really off the wall ideas and feelings, he would not vote for him either. But I mean, we don't know.
Like babies? I mean, what are you saying? What are you saying?
But you're pro-choice, right?
I am pro-choice. Yes, I am. But you think it's crazy and off the wall to kill babies, and that's what the man you're voting for believes.
But Stephen, hold on, Christine, hold on, Christine, hold on. But Stephen, that goes back to my same point that I'm trying to defend her without her going in. That goes to my same point. She's not she would not vote against him just because of that one issue. There are multiple issues that she agrees with him. So that's why she
is on marriage.
He's not instituting Mormonism into.
But what I'm saying is, do you know what he believes on marriage? If we're going with stuff I believe, then that is a part of it.
I don't agree with and that's not even right that you're even bringing up his Mormonism a religion, because that's not anything that he's even trying to institute into
politics. You think what he believes is not gonna determine anything during his presidency? Come on, his religion. Yeah, right.
What do you know about the Mormonism religion for you to sit back and say that?
Because I know that they actually believe that they can have 4 or 5 wives.
Does he have 4 or 5 wives?
I don't know what he has.
He's got one. You know he's got one.
Do you know? Do you know how many wives he has?
He's got one. Yeah, the whole country knows he's got one.
I think all of us kind of agree that we have to vote. Well, we have to be well educated on both sides. That's Democratic, Republican, anyone who's running for office, even if they're not even under a party, we need to know exactly what their agenda is. How does that fit in with ours? And we shouldn't just vote because of race or gender or anything like that. I think we need to educate ourselves and educate each other as far as in what we need to do. As Black America, I think that's the main thing. We need to educate each other.
All that being said, vote Barack. He's a great president.
That being said, be well versed and educated as far as in all the candidates. That's actually going to end our conversation for tonight. But we want to thank you guys for watching. Below the email, the Facebook, facebook.com/speakyourpiece, youtube.com/speakyourpiece, SPEAKYAPIECE. Find us on Facebook. Find us on YouTube. Subscribe to us. Share us. Keep these conversations going. Thank you guys for your support. And until the next episode, speak your piece.
Y'all realize like all the gospel, so all the other songs just sound the same, man. These other songs had.
Hey, y'all see Christine? I don't see Christine on here.
No, I don't see it either. Well, she online, but she ain't here.
It always start off with a dude singing deep. Now behold the land.
Actually, that's a unison part with men and women.
Okay, that's a choir, but okay.
Born in the sin, and then he sings deep, and then all of a sudden, no, you know, you get a high.
People didn't realize that this is a whole choir that's singing when he's talking about this deep part and this loud part.
What's funny is
something funny's happening.
Is that Michelle Williams?
No. Is that who?
Michelle Williams.
That don't sound nothing
No.
like
At all.
She the best gospel singer out.
What?
I'm serious. Heard a word? That's my favorite gospel song.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Johnny, bye. Can we go ahead on?
Is someone Carrie come on the screen?
I still ain't back yet.
No.
I see Carrie.
Did you really just say like with a straight face that her word?
Yeah, I probably like Heard a Word is like my favorite gospel song of all time. Heard a Word.
Oh, what?